Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is our kind of the last step. Our potatoes are done, and they're staying warm. We blanched our vegetables, and now we're going to get ready to actually saute those vegetables because my chicken's got about 10 minutes left. It's been about 10 minutes since I've put them in the oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to render some bacon. Remember earlier we chopped up a little bacon, okay? I've added a little bit of oil to my saute pan, and we're going to cook that bacon until it's nice and crispy. So while I'm waiting for the pan, okay, let's go ahead and pull our chicken out of the oven real quick. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so that's what they look like currently. They are not done. I can just tell by feeling them that they're not quite finished, so I'm going to put them back in, and they should be done just about the same time that the vegetables are done. So that's kind of what I'm shooting for. All right, so I'm going to put that bacon into a warm saute pan that has a little oil added to it, because I want to render this slowly. I don't want to burn it, so I want to kind of do it slow. And I think I'll get rid of those tongs. I'm going to go with my spoon. You're also going to need a little plate with just a little bit of paper toweling on it, and that's to put the bacon bits on. Whoops, went back to what I didn't want to do. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of break up this bacon a little bit. Okay. Make sure that you have a little bit of oil in your pan. That'll help to start rendering the fat from the bacon. All right. Okay. So once this gets going, whoops, it really won't take that long. So I'm going to kind of get myself prepared a little bit for plate-up so that we can plate our dish. Take a look at our oven. We've been about 15 minutes at this point. Okay, so 15 minutes on my chicken, about another maybe 5 more minutes to go. I turn the heat down on my bacon. And I'm just rendering until crispy. All right, so kind of in the meantime, let me get myself a little organized here. I'm gonna move that out of the way. This is cooled now, so I'm gonna just move this out of the way. Here. All right. That gives me a little bit more room. While that's rendering, I'm going to get my potatoes over there. Still nice and hot, so I got my potatoes there. Got my vegetables, let's take a look. So there's our potatoes, nice brown, beautiful color to them. Okay, our bacon is rendering. Just kind of keep it moving so that it cooks evenly. All right, we got that. Gonna turn my heat down just a little more. There we go. Okay. Now, all right, so it's been 18 minutes in the oven. Let's go ahead and give the thickest one a little probe. I want it to read 165 degrees easily. Just went up to 174. So that's done. That's good. That's what we want. So I'm just going to pop that in the oven real quick. I'm going to turn the oven off. All right. My bacon is now rendered crisp. Okay. So again, rendered crispy. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of pull it up to the top of the pan. Okay. So that it stops cooking. And then I'll either use my tongs, or if you don't have a pair of tongs, which is okay. Hopefully you've got maybe a little slotted spoon. You could just use the slotted spoon to kind of get those bacon bits out. Okay. Now as you can see, there's a lot of fat from the rendered bacon in my pan. And I don't want all that, okay? Matter of fact, I don't really want any of it. But you can. You can cook your vegetables in that bacon fat. Or butter. Or olive oil. And I'm going to choose to use olive oil. I have a little cup over here that I use all my rendered fats in. So I'm just going to pour off the fat. I'm not going to worry about wiping it out or anything. Just had a little bit of bacon in there. But I am going to now add just a little bit of olive oil. So about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, I'm going to just swirl that around. We're really close to being done here, guys. Okay, and I'm going to add my drained vegetables. Probably going to be a little residual water. Just be careful. It doesn't splatter up on you. Okay, let's get rid of that bowl. Alright, so now I'm going to saute my vegetables. And I'm going to season with a little salt and pepper. A little salt. And a little pepper. There we go. Alright, then I'm going to add just a clove of garlic that I have. That I've minced. And I'm going to kind of give that a toss. Onions are a nice one too. I know you guys got some onions. Pepper juliennes would be nice also. Okay, in there. Whatever you want. You know, it's a vegetable medley. You could add some strips of red bell pepper if you wanted for even more color. Now remember, you're not necessarily having to cook these all the way because they've been blanched. So you're only cooking them about halfway. Because you've already blanched them by half as well too. So, there's our vegetables. I'm going to just check. Nope. I still need some more time. You also need a little more salt. And a little more pepper. Okay. There we go. Lower your heat to medium low, okay? I'm getting mine just a little hot, so I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Then you can return the bacon bits. Okay. There we go. Gonna check another one. Pretty good. Still not quite hot enough though. So I want to just cook those a little more. Now in the meantime, I'm going to grab a plate and I'm going to grab my tongs and I'm going to take my chickens out of the oven. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there are my chickens. Just want to make sure not too hot. Don't want to get anything burnt. Okay, very nice. There's a little toss. Yeah, getting just a little bit of color on those green beans. That's okay. I like that. Okay, so those are warm. Let's plate up. So, to plate up, you're going to need some sort of little spatula and a knife and a little cutting board. I just happen to have all of those things. Okay, so I think my vegetables at this point are done. I'm going to go ahead and just turn those off. And now we'll plate up, okay? So to plate up, I'll just leave those beans there. First, I want my potatoes. So I'm just going to pull my potatoes over, okay? And I'm going to take, yeah, this actually serrated knife will work fine. So, I'm just going to make a smaller portion. So I'm just kind of going around the outside, making sure the potatoes are released from the pan, okay? Just want to make sure they're not too hot. We're going to take and move that chicken. Okay. So just make sure, good. Everything's freed from the sides, okay? And then I'm just going to get my spatula up under there and pull those potatoes out and put them in my plate. Okay. So there's my potatoes. Move that off to the side now. That's one portion. We're going to do a little bit of green beans and some carrots. Okay. So a little bit of carrot and green bean. Get a little bacon in there. Okay. Just like that. It's looking good. And then the last thing is a chicken. So I got my chicken. Got to be careful, my burner's hot there. And I want to cut it, okay, in half. Or better yet, why don't we cut it into, I'll cut this into thirds. On an angle or a bias, okay? So a bias or an angle is like that. So I'm going to cut it using a serrated knife on a slight angle. There's one. There's two. Now I can pick it up and I can put it on my plate. Just so you can kind of see what it looks like, okay? If I just kind of move this off to the side, you can see that the cheese and the ham are in the center. So that's a beautiful, nice little dish. Yeah, let's get a few more little carrots and bacon bits, okay? That is our Cordon Bleu with Dauphinoise potatoes and vegetable medley with crispy bacon. Really hope you guys enjoy this one. This is a fun one. This is like a full plated meal, lunch, and it really is a fun one to do. And it will be your most technical to do as well. But I think you guys are certainly up to the challenge. So I am going to get myself cleaned up and save this for my dinner tonight. So I'm just gonna let it cool, wrap it, get in the refrigerator, and I got a little bit of dinner for this evening. All right, guys, I really hope you enjoy this one. I really hope that you are not intimidated by this. You know, it won't be that hard. And we will see how we do this week.